Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. All right, it is the week of June 2nd, 2025. Let's go around the world, Aries to Pisces, and see what is going on this week. Okay. Okay, let's go. Aries. King of Cups. Wow, Scorpio. So, with the Death card. So I feel that you could very well have Scorpio first, then Cancer, Pisces, somewhere in your chart. Or you're obviously dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Wheel of Fortune. That's beautiful. Wow. So immediately, all I could think of when that wheel came out is, sorry, I'm hearing David Bowie's Changes. I feel like, wow, some of you are just getting over a cough, a cold. All right, so whatever has ended is propelling you into a new cycle, right? Some of you are visiting, or you live in, you're going to a fair, a carnival, going on the Ferris wheel. I mean, this is the season for carnivals and fairs. Santa Monica Pier, even Navy Pier in Chicago, great place. Also, I feel that some of you have decided that the old you, your old self, now it's time to put your old self to rest, and that includes the things within yourself, situations that you have, that haven't been good for you, such as any addictions, patterns of behavior that are to your detriment, right? And this propels you to start a whole new chapter cycle in your life. And this cycle lasts for the next at least 12 years. So 12, 13, right? We have 10 and 13 here. So you're like totally starting brand new. Everything's like the new. Emotionally, you've checked out for some of you also. I'm seeing that. I love these cards. This is the Dark Mansion Tarot. Great cards. Look inside the wheel. The wheel has the moon and the sun, right? And also the cross. There's a cross there. So that's why it's the karmic cycle of the new is beginning, where also the masculine and feminine are merged as one. I don't know, seeing cotton candy. I'm also seeing strings of light, or maybe you're having like a birthday party, or you're celebrating someone's birthday, and you're putting up decorations in the home, balloons. So it is true that when something ends, life begins, Let's just get one card from my deck, the Raw Truth Tarot. Okay, so I got two. Look at this, sorrow and grief, sorrow or grief. So that's where you're coming from, a place of grieving, sorrow. Part of that life that you once knew has ended, and some of you it's divorce. And because of that, you're turning a new leaf. you know, and it hasn't been easy. And it's not for all. I mean, not everyone's divorced or it got divorced or what have you, but seriously, there is a part of you that is grieving and or sorrow of those things in your life that you knew were not good for you, were not allowing your soul to evolve. And that's where now the changes are happening. So definitely, your song, I heard it, David Bowie's Changes. Okay, Taurus. Let's see what's going on for you. Taurus. Taurus. Okay, these are definitely coming out. Five of Wands. Look at all this drama, chaos. You've got like a circle of people at work or let's see what else. Six of Cups. So it's kind of, it's showing me that things in love or at work or in some parts of your life are chaotic because they're not fair. It's in love. So there's a feeling of, wait a second, you know, I got to stick up for myself. I'm sticking up for myself, and I don't agree with whatever people might be putting in their making false opinions, judgments, beliefs about your relationship with someone in love. All right. If it's you fighting or battling it out, right, with a loved one, you have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here. Definitely, you have Cups here, right? It's like you want everything. You could be coming out of this, right? You might have had to have, like, what, you know, a knockdown fight or have to tell your friends and family, you know, stay out of my business because this is the person that I love and I want. And if it's with the person that you love and want, you had to go through this chaotic fighting. Chaotic fighting isn't so much about, it's like fighting for your rights, you know? It's like, wait a second, you know, we don't spend enough time together. We don't have enough date nights, you know, things aren't fair. I'm sitting here doing all the work and you're not, you know, that kind of thing. It's of the polarity of a relationship whereby two people need to come together in order to make it work. Okay, so that's really what has been going on. And then you find common ground. You know, then it's like, okay, well, we got to compromise here. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Right? So you did come to a peaceful resolution and compromise, which is beautiful. I mean, that could be in any aspect, you know, in love, right? Who does more work around the house? Is it fair? Who cooks the dinners? Who's never home? Who's always working? It's like people fighting over, even literally. I mean, come on, fighting over what's for dinner. I mean, you know that's true, right? People literally have been together for so long. It's like, what do you want for dinner? It's always like wreaks havoc. Why? 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 I don't understand. All right, let me see. Kruger. So someone is younger and constraining order. Okay, so I feel with both of these that you are dealing with someone whose maturity level is different than yours, right? And or you're from one generation, they're from another. Obviously, an age difference is going on here, right? Constraining order is also an issue of outsiders getting in your business and having to literally tell them to get the F out. Really. I mean, what the heck? I do want a card in the constraining order. Maybe some of you had to constrain people that, like exes, like an ex. Maybe an ex got in the way of your happiness. And you had to say, listen, it's over, I'm moving on, and this is who I want to be with. All right, constraining order. Wow, is temperance. So, okay, I'm hearing, I am hearing that the angels have saved you, a spirit guide on the other side, whomever is working in your favor to get people that are not on the same page as you, Taurus. It's like, like I said, I do feel it's like an ex getting in your way of happiness and really trying hard to do it. So you've had to go through a lot to get people off your back about who you're with and or who you want to be with. Okay? I hope that makes sense, but it does come to a happy resolution with the Two of Cups, which is really nice. And if it's not outside influences, then you had to maintain towards some order within your relationship where there's boundaries, where there's talks of, listen, your actions are not what you say you're saying one thing and you're doing another, that kind of thing. Okay? So that had to be a contention of order. Okay, Gemini. Birthday seasons for the Geminis. Happy birthday. Honestly, I don't say it all the time because it's just, for me, it's I don't know. I just don't. So I'm sorry that I don't, but all right, happy birthday, Geminis. All right, let's go. Nine of Cups, Four of Cups. So I feel like you're kind of giving up on your dreams, desires, hopes. You have 2 fours. So there's a lot of, this is about, okay, I'm giving up. I'm letting go. I don't think what I may want could be potentially good for me. So I'm standing in a place of, I'm holding back. I'm disappointed with certain outcomes that have happened where I could have, I'm not going to say I could have, well, I will say it. I could have sworn that the things that I've wanted, excuse me, were going to go a certain way, right? And they haven't, right? It's like dreams, desires, what you've always envisioned as, like, let's just say your perfect person, your perfect job, the place that you live, everything, all encompassing what you've dreamt and desired for in your life, some have fallen to the wayside. And some of you have lost hope. The 2 fours is, for some of you, it's like, I have to say it because it's right there staring at me. It's the value that we place on the things that we want that have fallen short. And we really we shouldn't place value on others and our expectations or even theirs. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're here dealing with money and love, right? So there's a fine line between on the horizon, right? Where we get to a point where what we thought we wanted, Spirit saying completely opposite. Well, that's not what, that's not really what the design of your life. For some of you, Spirit's saying to aim higher. For some of you, why have you put yourself down? Why have you put yourself in compromising situations that don't equate with what you've always wanted? And that's not really the way of a Gemini, right? Or any air sign for that matter. So this is about what you have always thought you wanted and or dreamed and hoped of, falling like short. The house, the relationship. Some of you have been holding on to these past sorrows and past relationships that didn't work out, like you're holding on for dear life. You're holding on to it's like the grief and sorrow and why didn't it work out? And it's like, right? 13 reasons why this relationship didn't work out, and or the job didn't work out, or why am I not getting what I rightfully deserve and know that I deserve. So let's just see. And the house of the fourth house is Cancer. So it is all about your home and your stability, and your stability in what you have always what you choose could be totally different than what Spirit chooses, in the sense of you're choosing maybe for things, people, places, and things that do not align with your value system, right? And maybe you don't see that clearly. Sorrow or grief. So you're hanging on to this sorrow and grief because people that have come into your life are showing you what you need to get over and not hold on to it, because you can't take this pain with you, which you have, into what you desire. That doesn't work. That's a vibrational frequency that's not, you're not on the same page. Silent treatment. So you're not talking to someone. They've given you the silent treatment. You've given them the silent treatment. But either way, what's going to change? How can this change? Gemini, I'll tell you how. Let it go. Let go of, when you do that whole, okay, it's my birthday, I'm here, the year is closing. One chapter of, or actually many chapters of my life have closed up. So just let it go. Why are you still holding on to all this pain, right? It doesn't make sense, because you can't take it with you, especially when you have so many other, and Spirit's going to show you that. I'm telling you, Spirit's going to show you what you have rightfully and deservingly been, what's in the works for you to receive. But Spirit wants you to let this go, because it's not good for you. I mean, you're talking 4 of Cups here. 4 to the what? To the 9. And what's in between 4 and 9 is 5. So the change that what you have to do, Gemini, is you have to change the way that you're looking and holding on to things that no longer serve your highest good. And then the miracles abound. I mean, it is something also about mathematical. It is the algorithms. It's mathematical. once you move out of the sadness, the grief, the sorrows, oh my God, woe is me, being, some of you maybe even in a victim mode behavior, depression, listen, that escalates. So don't add fuel to the fire. Just let it go. And somehow, maybe if you can't, then pray on it, you know? Okay, Cancers. Seven of Swords, Cancers, what's going on? Six of Wands. So there's, oh, and the Tower. So it's like some shocking news, some surprise we're married, surprise we eloped. You either hear it about someone else or it's about you. Excuse me. Right? Suddenly, okay, it also could be suddenly I'm in love, but I'm not really sure I feel comfortable with suddenly you're in love or you're getting married. This could be a shotgun wedding as well, because some of you did not want to reveal that maybe someone's pregnant and is getting married because of it. There is behind the scenes information perhaps about a relationship that you're in, some stuff that you don't know is going to come out. So if you're in a marriage, in a relationship, you may find out some things after the fact, right? That is not going to be to your liking. So did you end up moving in with someone or getting married or getting engaged or something, and then, you know, everything just crumbles because you find out that they're not the person that they said they were? You're going to find out some information about your partner in whatever capacity, you know, living together, marriage, whatever. Or it could be someone that's near and dear to your heart, someone that you know, right? Let's look at the Seven of Swords here. Yeah, it's your bae. Shit, Cancers. So don't go doing something crazy. I hope you didn't do anything crazy, because seriously, someone's a hustler. Someone could be hustling you into, you meet someone, right? Let's just say, right, Cancers? You meet someone, and, oh my God, they look good, they smell good, their resume is on point, right? But you don't do, let's just say, you don't do a background check, or you don't go deeper into their past. What maybe they have a past that you don't know about for sure. They could be gamblers. They may be hustling. So that's a red flag when you meet someone and they, like, you know, after the third date, they're like, oh my God, I love you, right? That's a red flag. Or someone who's never married suddenly says, oh my God, let's go do it. Let's just do it. That's a red flag. You got to get to know someone, Cancer, before you move in together, or shotgun wedding, or you get pregnant. Something is going on here. So please be extremely cautious when you know, because there's stuff you don't know. So when we don't know something, what do we need to do? We need to ask questions. So find out more about who you're dating and or involved with or looking to have a future with. That's like a heads up. I mean, it could be a catfish even situation, you know. or yeah. Or someone has, they're saying, Spirit saying, or someone has a history of ghosting someone or standing you up at the wedding or standing you up at the altar, I mean. All right, I don't know. Something's going on there. Okay, Leo. Leo. Knight of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. You could be a Leo Virgo cusper, or you have, or you're dealing with Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. All right, so you're getting Virgos. Oh, I said Virgo. So you could be dealing with a Leo. You could have Virgo in your chart. Okay. Now, maybe your moon or rising. So Leos, if you are dealing with a feminine Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, this person's coming in to give you some information, and it is important information. And they're like, quick, go tell Leo. I gotta go tell Leo something quick. It's important. I have to go tell someone important information before they go. So, someone could be taking off on a vacation, or they're leaving, they're moving. Maybe someone, Leo, that you're involved with doesn't want you to go. Or travel. There's something about traveling or leaving a situation because of this information that's coming in. Let's look at what it is. The Knight of Swords and the Six of Swords. Shame or blame. Someone is blaming or is ashamed of something that they said. Something that they said. They're like, they may be coming back in to say, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Leos. This Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, I messed up. I did something wrong. It could be at work. I got the wrong information, and don't cut the deal. Don't agree to this because it's wrong. I gave you the wrong information, or I received the wrong information. And so the story goes. So there's some kind of a storyline where you're just going to be getting suddenly an added piece of information where someone is ashamed of what they said or did, and they were blamed wrong. They were blamed, and it wasn't fair. So it could be someone blamed you for something that you said or did, and this person has to come in and say, listen, I thought it was this way, or you were like this, but you're not, and I'm sorry. I feel terrible for blaming you for something that you didn't say or you didn't do. I do want to take one card on. So there's a storyline where someone's ashamed of themselves in a situation or a deal that was made. Some kind of a deal also. Page of Cups. So this could be a child, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. All right? You're dealing with an immature, or it's a child, right? There's a child here. So someone could have, okay, I'm going to say it. Please don't get upset, Leos, but I feel like you love this child. This Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio could be your child, and someone said something. I feel, Leos, that maybe you said something out of line, out of turn, that you didn't believe in them. Maybe they're, really working hard in their business, at their company, or you didn't give your child, Leos, some of you didn't give them you know, the kudos that they needed. They wanted to impress you, perhaps, and you weren't there for that. You instead you criticized because you're a, like, let's say you're a seasoned executive, Leo, and your kid's saying, yeah, but this is the way I'm doing my or running my business or running the show, something like that, and this person is upset because you kind of made them feel less than. So they probably will come in to say, you or they will say, I'm sorry I was so rough on you. I shouldn't have, I should not have, criticized you or judged the way that you're running your business or running um, the way you do things. So you could have been traveling to see your kid, a child, sorry, right? You could have been traveling, and maybe you could have also judged that their business acumen, how they run their business, but not only that, but also about like how your Leos, you could have judged your child on like how they run their business and or the money, that are they making money in their work? You could be telling your kid, listen, this idea that you have may not make you, or don't go into something just for the money, just for to get the money. Maybe you're trying to express yourself in a way that your child took it, as a criticism. How you make your money, how you do your business, how you navigate through work, and maybe it's not so much ethics as it is and or morals as it is like I feel honestly, Leos, that you don't believe that your kid's going to make it in the world, in the executive world or in the world of work. I feel like you may be somewhat, feeling like what they're doing isn't, they're not going to follow your footsteps, right? So you have to kind of let go, Leos, if that applies to you. You guys have to let go of kind of demeaning comments or being critical or judgmental about what your kids are doing, because maybe some of your kids, Leos, are not following, or grandkids, whatever, they're not following your footsteps. Maybe they don't want to. And maybe they're in ventures, in ideas or ventures with people or other business dealings where, they have to learn their lessons on their own. So you have to give them that space. Okay, Virgo. 3 of Cups. 5 of Wands. Excuse me, and 6 of Cups. Okay, so Virgo, you're dealing with other people in your circle that are not getting along. There's drama around you, Virgo. Excuse me. There's drama because you may be, and I'm sorry, but some of you may be favoring certain, like, let's just say you've got like 3 besties, okay? And out of those 3, there's like one that you give favors to, or you make up excuses for them. You help one out more than you do the others. Excuse me. If it's in a love relationship, if you have options and you're dating, right? You find that you are really digging someone, truly, but your friends are like, what are you doing? They're There's drama in a friendship circle, whether that's like you're mixing business with pleasure and people don't agree with it. You're choosing to be with someone maybe that people feel like you know, Virgo, they're not good for you. You're looking at maybe someone from your past that has, everyone has issues, right? Pretty much. Addictions of some sort where it's like, why are you going back to this person when they hurt you? Or when they're not, you've been in a cycle of people that consistently are all about drama. And sorry, that's the doggies are eating. Okay, so there's a lot of drama around you and surrounding a relationship that you choose to be in, Virgo. Okay, well, trust is hugely an issue here. So if you're in a relationship that trust has been broken, now you've opened up Pandora's box, right? It's like you're dealing with, maybe you're dating around Virgo and you're with this person that you've been with before time and time again, and now it's like they don't trust you, you don't trust them. They gave you reason, or you gave them reason to not trust you. A companion. There you go. So you're in a relationship where trust has been broken. Excuse me. I don't know why my voice is like... Okay, so that's probably what it is, right? You have not voiced the fact that you feel that whomever you're with, dating or whatever, there's issues of trust, and I feel like because my voice has been sketchy, I feel that some situation is definitely questionable. And or, you could be like dating someone, right, that you think, oh my God, we're meant to be together. This is the greatest thing since, whatever. However, you have a sliver of trust issues with them. If it is with them, then you have to look at yourself, and you have to look at why you have trust issues that is glaring back at you as a red flag. Let me look at what that is for Virgos. The Four of Swords. So this is, okay, I'm going to say it. Don't get upset, Virgos, but you seem to attract, they want me to use that word, attract people who have trust issues. Or you get in relationships time and time again where the same stuff is brought up. Like, are you cheating on me? You cheated on me. Where were you? The 20 questions. Someone's actions, or someone's questioning your actions. Let me get one more for Virgos. I feel bad. Someone's questioning whether you are a trustworthy companion. And you could be really needing to think about what that mirror reflection is showing you. The 8 or 3 of coins. Someone was on the chopping block. There's 2 3s here. For real. A third person you've had to take one person out of the equation here. There's been a third party situation. All right? And so that's where the drama falls. You've been dealing with a third person in a relationship for ages. So you're with someone, but you have an heavy attraction for someone else. You may be dreaming of this person. You can't stop thinking about them. You really want to be with them, but the issue of, can I trust you? And if you are in a committed relationship with someone that you've been together a long time, Six of Cups, they're asking if they can trust you. Maybe you've been in a long-term relationship and now, they find that your attention is going elsewhere. They may be observing you and saying, wait a second. The person you're with may be saying, I don't think Virgo's attention, they're changing. They're not, we're not doing certain things that we used to do, or, I don't see them as often. Stuff like that. There's a third party there. You have 2 threes. It cannot be denied. And all right, so Spirit's telling me, Virgos, what's the Stone song? You can't always get what you want. Right, and I know the next lyrics are, but if you try. All right, and I think that's what you've done. I think that's what you've been doing. It really sucks, Virgos, to be in a relationship. You've been with someone that's very trustworthy and loving, says all the right things. They're loyal. They're loyal as ever, right? You or who you're with, right? And you've been with them for a long time, right? And then, everything's copacetic. You're loving life, but you meet someone. And you meet someone that you just connect. It's kind of like you're dealing with, Virgo, you're in a long-term relationship with a soulmate, and your twin just shows up. Or vice versa. You're with a twin, but your soulmate shows up. And it's really hard, first of all, to love 2 people like that in different aspects of what love, what love is. And so you've been having a really hard time because one person is solid. And then you end up meeting someone that, knocks your socks off. You totally are back to feeling like you're a kid again. You know what I mean? So I do feel for you, because it's hard to be in a long-term relationship or marriage, and then you suddenly meet what you think is like the person of your dreams. And that does tie into something that is important, and that I feel that I have to say this, that Virgos, it's not just you, it's humanity looking at love as you're two people bonded together in marriage or something of that nature, right? Where things are happening now that because of the institution of marriage it is sacred, right? And for that reason, why certain people cheat and or are in polyamorous relationships, because it's not easy to, especially when I feel that you have, past issues, that you haven't dealt with, past traumas, and you haven't maybe forgiven or been forgiven, or you feel like certain things in your life, relationships, you got into a safe zone. We do. You know how many people are in marriages that they're not happy with, right? So you get into this safety zone of a relationship, and it's long term, because that makes Virgo safe. And it makes actually everyone safe, just saying. That's why people stay in marriages for so long. But then they meet someone that they're like, oh my God, this person is a dream come true. Or I feel so connected to this other person, whether you meet them through work or through a friend or whatever, right? And then you're like, shit, I feel like I'm stuck because, and that's why the institution of marriage is so difficult to keep. So it's not, I just want to say it's not your fault. It's just that certain past relationships that you fell in love, like that first love. We all have a first love. And that first love, you know, it didn't work. And I feel like for many of us, just in general, that love has spanned through the test of time. And you meet someone that's just like that person. And you fall in love so hard because that brings back feelings of what once was, right? That first cut. So it's not to say that I do feel the institution of marriage for the Gen Zs and millennials is no longer going to be the same. It's just not. And it's probably a good thing for those who, you know, the newer generations, you know, with the divorce rate being so high and people feeling so stuck in relationships. I mean, it is almost a question of why get married then. But, you know, what traditionally we've been taught. But when you know that one person is rightfully your person, and you're being tempted to go out of that, you know, that's the hardest part, right? So I totally feel for you, Virgos, totally. All right, and for everyone else that's been in that situation, it's hard. And yeah, it's a challenge that's tempting your love. And that love is about what you truly feel that is sacred. Okay. I went on a rant. Thank God for fast forward, right? I mean, seriously, it had to be said because it's been going on, not just for the Virgos, it's been going on from the beginning of time, where we've been tested. Our love is always being tested by God because we need to realize that when we completely love ourselves, whether that is through the institution of sharing that love with another or not needing that, is really about the sacrifice that we make. And that sacrifice sometimes is better to, you know, not go through it and to be happy as in your own skin. So it is changing. Okay. It is about self-love more than it is about needing to stay with one partner the rest of your life. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. All right, let's go. Libra. King of Pentacles. Six of Wands. Wow, look at this what's going on here. Libra. The Tower. So, oh my God, I'm serious. Libra, like, so what? Out of the blue, you're like totally taken by surprise maybe with a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or someone comes into your life out of the blue and immediately says, oh my God, I want to be with you. I'm attracted to you. I've always wanted you. I'm not even saying it's an ex. All I'm saying is you suddenly get hitched. I'm not saying, I don't know if it's marriage. It is a union of two people, whatever that union means, whether it's love through marriage. It is a long-term commitment. I'm ready to take the plunge. Someone's totally ready to take the plunge. All right? You kind of wonder, all right, falling in love. It's like, oh my God, I just felt, it's like you have no idea, and you meet someone and you fall in love, and it's quick. It's an instant attraction. It's out of the blue, you meet someone and you're like, oh my God, where did you come from? You know, that feeling. I'm hearing that song. Oh my God, I don't know who that is. You're everything in the world to me. I don't know who sings it. You're every woman in the world to me. Something like that. Anyway, all I'm saying is someone has, and it could be this Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn suddenly realizes that you're the person they want to spend the rest of their life with, which is interesting because Virgos read just now. I went on this massive rant about commitment, but this looks like suddenly I'm in love, right? It's like, what just happened? Libra, you're like gonna fall in love suddenly. And it's kind of like you're not even gonna know, it just happens. You're gonna say, where have you been all my life? Kind of vibe. Wow. You could be going to someone's wedding and meeting someone there, or an engagement party. Wow. It's like that's how I feel, right? You're just like, wow. Where did this person come from? Date night. Okay, Libras, get ready. Get ready to be wowed. Seriously. Empower. So that's another part of the King of Pentacles is you have empowered yourself and taken yourself, you've taken back your power in just in general in your life, right, Libra? And now you could literally be meeting the person of your dreams. What? Right? Although we had that, I feel, in the June reading and actually before that. But I think that the past reads for Librans have been being with someone from your past. So I don't know who this King of Pentacles is, but I am going to ask Spirit, can they reveal anything for us? Wow. Well, this is a godsend. Seriously. Your angels, your spirit guides are bringing this person into your life because this is the person that you're meant to be with. Wow. Let's put that on record. Oh, something about records. What is that song? Put your records on? Yeah, I love that song. Bailey is her name? Put your records on. Yes, something about put your records on. So for the record, some of you Librans are falling in love and it's coming out of the blue. Suddenly, you're in love. Wow. So it's really, I'm laughing because it's like, if you listen to the Virgo read, right? And then you listen to the Libra read, it's all about truly between those two reads it's all about the institution of marriage in the sense of the sacredness of love. So You can fast forward or you can listen to it because it applies to all. That Virgo read applies to everyone that's ever been in a relationship. All right, let's go. Wow. Scorpios. Scorpios, what's going on for you? Death. Well, your card just came out, so we're on point. Okay, so when one door or many doors close, when we end a cycle, a period of sorrow, grief, the pain that you've suffered is over, and now you're ready to take risks and start anew. That's beautiful. Some of you, for sure, it's like the old you has died, and now the new you is empowered. Oh, I love it. I love this. So you have taken back your power in the sense of, you know what, I'm not going to be, first of all, I'm not the same person that I once was. I'm not going to be the victim. I'm not playing the victim. I'm going to take a leap of faith in my life and turn this around. Okay, I'm hearing, what is it, that song? It's all about the songs. I don't know. Usually that's what I'm hearing. Turn the beat around, something like that. Anyway, all I know is you are now, Scorpio, in your emperor mode. If you have Aries in your chart, then this is totally for you as your moon and or rising. But you're turning a whole new page and chapter of your life, which has been extremely painful. Some of you for sure have gone through the dark night of the soul. And it's not like we continue, it's not one experience in life that we go through the dark night of the soul. It's several dark nights of the soul within a life cycle that teaches us the hardest lessons to learn. So now the old self has graduated into the new self, and now you have this feeling of joy, anticipation in what's to come because you've taken your power back, because you're no longer the same person that you once were. And why? I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to evolve. So you have now evolved into a higher level of consciousness through the pain and of your past. Okay, so there's too many here. So I'm just going to say this engagement came up. So I feel like you're engaging in life, Scorpio. You're engaging in life now. You're living life. This is like, what's dead is gone, per se, and, new life is here. You know what I mean? It's like, hang on, because now, I'm totally in charge. I love that for you guys. Okay. Living in the past. You're no longer living in the past. Yeah. Thank God. Because living in the past has only caused you grief and sorrow, and you needed to go through that dark night of the soul to evolve. I mean, that is. You have been through it for sure. And you now trust in yourself to no longer need the approval of others, to no longer be, you are trustworthy, and you do need to allow trust into your life and not live in the past any longer about not trusting others and or them not trusting you. Trust is huge. I mean, come on. It's about trusting yourself in life. Not so much about others, but okay, they're just telling me living trust and will. So maybe that was very difficult to let go of the fact that, life goes on. After sorrow, grief, the pains, after the pain, we have to you can either stay in this low vibration, right, of living in the past, or you can move on and say, okay, I trust God and what is coming in for me. I'm now excited and anticipating like the best of the best in my life. And the Emperor gets to a level of higher consciousness where one has evolved into believing in themselves. Trust. Oh my God. Aries. I'm telling you, you have Aries, first and foremost Aries, because the Emperor's here in your chart. Either it's your moon or your rising. And back end Leo Sag. You're in charge now, Scorpio. And and you know it. You're in charge and you know it. Well, hallelujah, because you have been through it. There is no doubt about it. You have been through it. But that's part of life, isn't it? Life and death. Even though there is only life, and the only thing that has died is the physical vessel that we live in, that has been given to us by God. Right? Okay. Thank God. That's all I have to say for Scorpios. Thank God you are no longer living in the past. Okay. I mean, that is what we're here to do. We're here to evolve. Okay. And live our best life. Hello. All right, Saggies. Knight of Cups. Ooh, love. For real. Love. Loss and loss. Okay, so some of you want to give your cup of love, but some of you are going to be rejected in love. I'm sorry, rejected, or you're not feeling worthy that you deserve like love. Why, Saggies? You deserve love for sure. I feel some of you have been, these 2 5s, okay, we know, do we know or not, sorry, do we know that the 5s are massive changes? Like, this is massive. Why are you worrying? Do you not believe in yourself, Saggies? Why aren't you taking risks? If you're single, why aren't you dating or out or maybe changing? Okay, Spirit's saying change your day to day. Doing the same thing every day starts to become as monotonous as what you left behind. I feel this is your environment of your day-to-day, doing the same old every day. It's like, why? Because it's boring. It's boring. Even if, Saggies, you need to start doing things that are totally off the cuff. Meaning, all right, every day you go to work, let's just say you take the same route. Why not take a different route? Creativity. What are you doing creatively that is marking anew, doing something different, using a different medium. If you draw or if you don't draw, or like calligraphy, learning calligraphy, or going out to different places or different restaurants that you never visit, or trying different kinds of meals, like culturally. You've got to change up your routine. This is how I feel. Spirit is saying, you're bored, You do the same thing day after day, and the only person that can change that is you. So it wants to come in. You want to feel like, oh my God, I love this restaurant. I love this meal. I love treating myself to a spa day. I love doing something different. I love visiting different, you know, even going on a vacation or something. It's time to get yourself out of this rut. You're like, I feel like you're in this rut and you're feeling sorry for yourself. You're holding yourself back because of it. What you've lost and whom you've loved is part of what you need to now put in your past and start moving forward and taking risks. So if you're dating, maybe you're single, it's time to take a risk and not look at everyone, right? Let's not look at new love in the same way we looked at loves of our past. If you've been coming out of a relationship and all you want is another relationship, maybe it's time to rethink that trajectory. Maybe it's time for Saggies to just really be happy in their own skin and start doing things and going places and doing things that you want to do. Go to the museum, go to an art fair, go to a concert. You don't necessarily need to have that person in your life. You know, give yourself time to love yourself. All drama, yeah. Fives are all drama. You've been dealing with all drama in terms of, you know, your life. Your life has been this one, maybe putting out fires every other day. It's like something else, or every day. It's like I have to deal with these people. I have to be reminded of what I want to leave behind, too. Some of you, it's like I'm constantly being reminded of what isn't going right in my life or what I left that still lingers. And you have to ask yourself, why are you staying in certain circles with people, places, and things that only are drama filled? Ghosted. Some of you got ghosted. All right, so now you're not dealing with it very well. So what? Not so what? I mean, it's happened. To me, it happens to everyone. Being ghosted is probably a blessing in disguise, quite frankly, Saggies. Maybe you started dating someone, you thought they were really like, you know, exceptional, and they ended up ghosting you. Now they're telling me some of you straight away, you know, had a fling, and now that you haven't heard from them. Well, okay, so what? There's a reason why you didn't hear back from them. Maybe the reason is they weren't obviously rightfully, you know, above board. They weren't right. Their character, you know, there's obvious flaws in the fact that they just wanted to hook up and they weren't ready for commitment. Where does that mirror reflection speak of within you? The world. You can have the world card is you can either look at there's two. You can look at your life, Saggy, as the world is your oyster, or you can look at your life as, you know, I'm the victim. I got all these endings in my life has just brought me down so to the lowest point in my life. You can look at life and love as whatever has ended becomes a blessing for you to move on and to really find yourself in love with, first of all, yourself, like doing things for yourself, going to different places. Take yourself, when is the last time, Sadgie, you took yourself on vacation? When's the last time you took a vacation? When's the last time you went to a spa? Or you met a new group of friends? Just friends. It's time to change your day-to-day routine and get out of drama-filled relationships that ghost you, hookups. Oh my God, I really need a relationship. You got to get out of that mindset and get into a life where you're going to love yourself again. And then you can love others. But this is the holy grail that you hold, that you need to be emotionally sound before you just jump from one relationship to another, which you've probably been, if you're single, you've been dating, and the last 5 people that you dated, they suck, you know? You really want to get back into a solid commitment or whatever. But that calls for you to change the way that you look at your life day to day. And only you can change that. And you have been, they're saying, you've been attracting the same kind of people that you left. Maybe you left in, one or two, whatever, solid relationships that you went, you got hurt by, right? You weren't completely, or haven't let go completely. So you're meeting the same kind of people that you totally you don't want. But for some of you, Saggies, you've convinced yourself that this is what you want. And these people that you meet, they ghost you, it's a hookup, they are not on the same vibrational frequency, and that's why. Some of you have to forgive your past, forgive yourself, and forgive others so you can move on. Capricorn. The Empress. I love it. Beauty. So some of you, the beauty that you possess, Capricorn, some people don't see your beauty. Wow, look at that. The Queen of Wands and the Empress. So you could be dealing with Taurus, Libra, and or Leo, Aries, Sag. But the Two of Swords in here is about someone's not seeing you, they don't hear you, they don't see your beauty, they don't appreciate your beauty, they don't appreciate your intellect, Capricorn, they don't see your worth. I'm not sure if this is you or if it's other people around you. This could be maybe a mother-daughter situation where, people only can view us in the eyes of, and or perceive us with their own experiences. They only can relate to us through their life experience. So, and if this is someone like a mother-daughter situation, this person, your mother and or you don't see them in the same light that they truly are right now. This Empress has gone through a lot because the Empress goes through every queen in the zodiac to attain this and evolve. Someone is not seeing you for your intellect, your beauty, what you give to others, how you help others, how you create. I do want to see. Okay, so this just came out. Bro, what the fuck? So here, someone's saying, what the F? Well, I said fuck already, sorry. Right? So, there's questions to be asked about a relationship between, I feel, a mother and a daughter. Like, what the heck were you thinking? That kind of, I'm feeling that. Capricorn. It's like you're telling someone, what were you thinking? You weren't thinking. What did you do? What did you say? Did you say something to someone that, it's like, I can't even believe you did that? Constant craving. Well, that's the Queen of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to say it. Is a mother telling a daughter, what the fuck did you do? You slept with this guy or this girl? You slept with them? You just hooked up? What? Or you're constantly craving the same kinds of relationships? You're craving someone or someone's craving you, which is a temptation. And someone's saying, I got them. Someone is saying, I got, okay, so now they're telling me, oh my God, Capricorn. So now I'm hearing, so some of you Cappies ended up meeting a Queen of Wands, right? Sexy as F, very outspoken, in the public eye, maybe. They're slaying it, right? Life. They do what they want. They come and go, in and out. They're very motivated. They're like spontaneity. They're driven. They're young. And Capricorn, either you or they are constantly craving you or them. What's that song, isn't it? Constant Craving is that song. So, someone could be a cougar. And who cares? And why are we labeling it? Why did I label it? Is someone labeling you as a cougar? Is someone saying, what the heck? Are you kidding me? Like, Mom, you're dating a whatever. You're 40 and you're dating a 25-year-old? I don't know. There's an age difference here. 5 of Swords. Yep. Someone's fighting with a mother and or a daughter about who they're dating or who they've been, like, in the backdrop craving. Yeah. Someone's saying, what are you doing? I don't agree with your actions. I don't agree with you dating someone that's half your age. Justice. It could be a Libra, because Libra is here in the Empress. Taurus, Libra, Leo, Aries, Sag. Okay. Okay, so that's what it is. Someone is dating someone half their age, and your daughter is saying, what are you doing? And or it could go the other way, where your daughter or your sister even is dating an older guy or older woman, whatever. So there's a lot of what the heck's going on here. If someone got, okay, I'm just going to say it, someone could have been drinking and got a DUI and has to bail someone out, and that's just, what the heck? I need all the information. I need the details of what happened. Someone's winning in court or someone's taking legal action. There could be legal actions being taken for something that someone did. It's addiction. It could be drunk driving. Someone got a DUI. Someone I'm telling you, someone did not see, a mother or a daughter did not see didn't see someone clearly, right? They didn't know that they were out drinking and driving. They didn't know their daughter or whatever, that kind of thing. It's like someone's got a lot of explaining to do, is what I'm feeling here. Yeah. All right, let me get one more. Justice. Yeah, something's like fighting in court. You need to have facts and figures. Page of coins. Someone's being bailed out. It's like getting someone out of jail. Someone could have information, and I feel a child gets put in jail for something. I mean, I don't know what it is. Someone goes to jail. Maybe, okay, it could be just your daughter was out with their friends or out with someone, and they're partying it up, and they get caught speeding or driving drunk or under the influence of something. They get a ticket. Someone's saying, bro, what the fuck did you do? You're ruining your life. That kind of thing. So, that's kind of sucks, right? And I don't feel a mother saw the truth of maybe what was going on, and now has been awakened to what a daughter might be doing. And maybe the mother's not around that much. Maybe she's working, or she's not home, or whatever. She's in her own little world. I mean, the Empress usually is very aware, but for some reason, someone made some bad decisions. And now they're paying for it. Okay. Something like that. I don't know. It's like not everyone knows what their kid's doing at all times, Especially today. You don't know what they're watching on social media. That's what I feel it is. I feel that a mother has just been given like kind of a wake-up call to get more involved in her daughter, and or vice versa. Maybe the daughter's, doesn't really care what mom's doing, until she has to. Something's going on there. Let me know. Aquarius. Aquarius, we have the Knight of Swords and the World. So something ended quick, a relationship. We're done. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. It's over. And you did it. This is you. And the Eight of Pentacles. I have worked too hard in a relationship in my life to be treated, not in the same light. I've worked really hard to keep a relationship going. I've worked really hard to keep, a job. And now something ended, and it ended abruptly. You're like, I'm out of here. This is bullshit. I've put in too much time and work in this relationship, in this job. I'm just out of it. I'm out of here. Some of you are literally taking the bull by the horn. Why am I saying that? I don't know. and you're taking some of your money and you're traveling. Some of you are like, that's it, I'm out of here. Come this summer, I'm going to find a place where I want to live and or travel to. So lots of changes for the Aquarians here. I feel like you have some of you feel like you've wasted your time and effort in a relationship and or in a job. It's like I'm still doing the same old, and I need to shake this bitch up. Yeah. You're totally changing your day-to-day, who you give all your time and effort to. For real. It's like, come on. Immature. You've been dealing with immature people. And you're like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with a relationship that's immature. And you now use your discernment. You've come to realize that the time and the effort that you have put in at work and or in a relationship has been frivolous because you're dealing with immature characters. Hoes. So, and hose doesn't just mean, what it says on the outside. You're dealing with someone who just likes the surface level relationship. Meaning, I just want to go out and party. I just want to have fun. All I want to do is, I don't want to get too involved or too deep. And I feel like you have gotten involved and you have been in it too deep to realize and finally to discern who you hang around with, what kind of job, what kind of people had to go because they're not for you. Come to realize that they're not for you, right? And it could be a job. It's like, okay, I've been working at this job for 8 years. Let's just say 8. I've been in this relationship for 8 years, and it's exhausting. I'm always having to do everything. The 3 of Wands. I'm taking this bitch somewhere else. I am taking my life somewhere else. I'm moving. Some of you, not only did you move on, but you're moving out. Some of you are moving to a new location. Some of you are moving, maybe you're just going, literally, you're taking a trip. You're like, I'm out. I want a vacation. I don't know where I want to go, but I'm gone. So for me, it's literally, especially with Aquarians, it's like mic drop. I'm done. I'm out. I finally have had it. I've been dealing with these hoes for too long. This could be even a circle of like the group that you always hang out with, like a group of friends. They're just like, they're surface level, immature. There's no depth. There's no depth. And it's not for lack of, the reason why, Aquarius, you were dealing with, the same old is because you didn't allow yourself the chance to discern who's really in it for, for the long haul, if that's what you're looking for. It's like, I'm not going to do this job. I've been doing this job for 8 years. I got to change it up. I'm out. I'm taking myself out of the equation and I'm going on vacation. That's how Aquarians, that's how you roll. It's like, I'm out. And once you're out, you're out. And good for you for discerning. Because finally, after so long, you changed something. You've changed your routine, the groups and people that you hang with, the relationships that you've been in that are only surface level, that are immature and do not belong in your life. Well, hallelujah to that. Okay, Pisces. The Eight of Cups. Leaving it all behind, Pisces. Leaving it all behind and taking your time, the time and effort. Some of you are traveling or getting ready to travel in July, August. The Devil's reversed, thank God. Also, I'm going to say it, I feel like you are the stability in your life, and only you can change what's come and gone. Meaning, not to be overly obsessive, right? Or scared of the future. To have no fear is a very good place to be, is to have no fear of what's coming next in life. To not know, to be in the void of life is a very powerful position. Hence the Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn in the center of stability, security. I'm not going to worry anymore about all this bullshit. I am going to live my life the way that I see fit, and I'm going to move out of this woe is me, victim mentality. I'm, what I've lost, the pain I've suffered, everything's gone. I don't need that stuff anymore. And if it's literally stuff, then I don't need to buy these things anymore. You're changing the way how you roll. You're in a king position of stability, security, and you're not going to give away your power, and you already have. You've given away your power, you've taken your power back, and now all of that is, I'm no longer afraid of my future and what that holds in my life. What does it mean? I will always be abundant. I know that. I'm moving into a feeling and a life where I'm going to live it to the fullest. If you're dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, then they're teaching you that you can always know that you have everything that you need, and everything that you have thought you wanted is gone. Wasted my time. Some of you feel like people in your life have wasted your time with their issues. You have, Pisces. Some of you have taken on the world of others' crap. And you have wasted your time. And no longer. The person that now takes hold is yourself, of what you do with your time. How you roll, what you do is all about you now. It's like you wasted enough time on others, and that they didn't belong in your world. Heartless bastard or bitch. So there are people in your life, Pisces, that were heartless. They were not, without a doubt, they were not, they didn't have the empathy that you have. They didn't have the patience and understanding, right? Some of you have wasted your time emotionally on people that had no heart. On certain relationships or people, places, and or things that have low vibrational, people that have addictions that you can't relate to. People who don't have the same feelings that you have about the experiences of life that you have shared with others. They don't feel the same way. They don't look at life the same way as you do. And that goes both ways, vice versa. There could be some of you Pisceans out there that really, you have stayed in a very comfortable, let's say, lifestyle. and you've given so much of yourself, or they've given to you, and now it's time. I do feel that you have you're at this point where you have to take back the stability in your life. And that means letting go of temptation, letting go of people who are still in that low vibrational, just want to have fun, just want to, spend money, who just want to spend your money. You know what I mean? You're taking back your power, but it is also about you've learned a lot through these experiences, and now you're saying goodbye to people, places, and things that you can't support everyone. And a lot of this is not just support financially, as it has been in your reading a lot, Pisces, that it has been about being supportive or supporting others financially. But here, this is now, am no longer going to support you financially and or emotionally. I'm done. Because who I'm dealing with, heartless in the sense that they waste their money on frivolous stuff. They spend money and then they say, oh, I'll just call up Pisces. It could be you're the parent, which has been the case in your the months of your reads have been all about people wanting to take out a loan with you in some way, shape, or form, whether it's emotional or literal financial. You're done. Now it's time for your happiness. Oh yeah. You've totally taken back your life. A life that you're saying, you know what? Life is too short and I'm out of here. Some of you are going to the beach. Some of you are going to like Florida or North Carolina, the West Coast, somewhere where where you can see dolphins. Miami, I don't know. Some of you already know that this has been a long time coming, where you have given so much of yourself to people that didn't deserve it, didn't deserve to be in your world, because they're always wanting and needing. They're needy, and you're like, I'm done. This is like a huge awakening for you. It's huge. And some of you, if it is financial, it finally arrives perhaps in the month of August. If you're waiting on a financial payout of some sort, whether that be inheritance or a new job, you're out of here. You finally get what you're rightfully deserving of. All right. Collective read. Collectively, what is going on? Spirit says, our first house. Well, it is definitely about us. It's what you want. It's how you want it. It's who you are, what you desire, and what it takes to get there. So for all of us, let's look at how we do things. Let's really evaluate ourselves. Let's look at, are we wanting certain things that are not good for us? Are we spending money frivolously? Wow, say that 3 times. Foolishly. Where are we foolish? And where does that need to change? The first house is Aries. Right? So, especially now, Saturn is in Aries. So, for the next 2 years. So, guess what? There's a lot of lessons that they need to learn, but also it is affecting us wherever Aries placement is in your chart. I love you guys, but always remember who you are, and the actions that you take do have reactions and or consequences. I love you guys. Have a great one.